Welcome to the Real CP Show. I am your host, CP. In today's topic, this particular Mexican illegal immigrant woman, to my this one, I don't get into feelings, right? In situations like this, tries to give another border breaking illegal immigrant woman her baby after the baby was born within the U.S. Bam! Automatic citizenship off the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that was supposed to be for Black Americans. See them kind of games they playing? Not just them, various types of groups and backgrounds who flee or who come over for a certain reason or reasons. Bam! Automatic citizenship for the child or children, and they go back to their countries. Oh, the game is the game. You understand? But they know that there's not enough Black Americans that know these games they keep trying to run. But the thing about it is, so many people are fighting for these border break illegal immigrants, right? And you got people confusing violent border break illegal immigrants were non-violent border break illegal immigrants, as if the concept is still they're breaking border immigration laws. Can Black Americans break immigration laws going across that southern border, other places? You know the answer to that. So they keep running these games toward Black Americans left and right by the millions. It's all those stupid Negroes by the millions, with few exceptions. We running games on them, and they still haven't figured it out. And we already are one of the largest wink wink minorities, wink wink, in the United States, and they don't even get it. We're just buying our time. When all of a sudden we are more millions and millions automatic citizenship. Do you understand? And when that happens, that is definitely going to finish all Black Americans in any kind of collective, overall political, social, voting, collectively, people. And see, the thing about it is, see, they coming over here left and right. See, if there's no freebies to get or no extremely earner benefits, they wouldn't be coming over like that. See, they come over here and get this for their baby, right? The Similac and all of the other stuff like that, getting free WIC because you don't have to be a citizen or legal personnel to get WIC. Do you understand? Do you understand? Food stamps, they know that the border break illegal immigrant woman, overall, they don't have to be a citizen or legal person. Do you understand? So the system knows this. And these border break illegal immigrants know this. And various other groups too know this. Right? But this is what they coming to get as well. This is what they're coming to get. And when I read you the story, you're going to hear some people try to relay over some kind of sob story and things like this. Well, they just trying to come over here to have a better life. I'm talking about this topic, this border break illegal immigrant Mexican woman. But I want you to look at this on this. Remember, when I show you, when I read this particular article, this is going to be a real short show. They're quiet on this. Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Let me repeat this again. Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Felix Terragino, the Anglo-Mexicano president of such pro-Hispanic organization. Do you understand? But they got people that are playing these little games toward Black Americans saying, people of color, Black and brown. And I'm like this. You running games. You trying to run infantile games. And I find it very highly offensive, right? That this stuff is succeeding on the level it's succeeding on. I also did a podcast, what was it, about a year or 2 years ago, when there had certain numbers of ISIS that was going to California and some other places and stuff like that. And this is also one of my images I use on a podcast that I did on this. Does this look like personnel coming over across them southern borders to sit there and work in fields? And who's going to do the jobs that Americans, especially the Negroes, don't want to do? Does that look like they're coming over here being friendly? And I'm going to show you another video for people sticking around. It's not that long. For most people, if you watch this particular clip, I'm gonna show in a little bit, and you ask somebody, "Hey, have you heard of this particular word?" and watch how many people will look with like a deer with a flashlight or light on their faces. They'd be like, "I never heard about that," but it is essential to know that, especially in these days of border break illegal immigrants, what they're doing. But does that look like somebody who is sitting there? Oh, we gotta feel sorry for them. They're not breaking border immigration laws. We got to look at them as human. Please. They keep trying to run game, right? Now, here's the thing about it again. Look at that face. Look at she's so innocent and angelic. Look at her. This Mexicano, this one, I'm not talking about some of the good brothers and sisters from Mexico. We're not going to play that game because then we're going to have to kind of start roasting that mentality. Because what about the Afro Mexicanos that get treated like you know what? So, see, they play games with people who don't know the game, right? On that situation. But this is a little face that try to portray as she's so wholesome and don't even know the diabolical scamminess behind her eyes. And I'm going to show you a little bit, right? Well, I mean, but it's not all. You say what? I don't like this. Well, it's not all they be talking about. I'm not hearing that. I'm not playing that freaking game. That's childlike game when people try to run that tactic. But let me go ahead and share my screen because it's not going to be a long show whatsoever. On that. Let me make sure you can see this. HSI, which is part of Homeland Security. St. Louis investigation leads to removal of a border break illegal immigrant who attempted to give her pawn baby, because that's what the baby is going to be used as, a pawn, a way to pay debt to smugglers. Watch the game. It's already, they trying to pull on the heartstrings already, right? Now, this society don't give a 2 cents of a cockataka tail about Black Americans. Do you understand? But they're going to try to run this little tactic a little bit, right? Now, look at her. Look. I see diabolicalness all over. I smell diabolicalness, right? And you're going to see some because in my title, I said also there's a little extra, but also game they trying to run. St. Louis, Missouri, ICE removed Maria Lydia Valley Hernandez, 28-year-old border break illegal immigrant from Mexico who tried to fraudulently transfer her newborn pawn baby to another border break illegal immigrant individual because of a debt with smugglers on May 11, 2026. Valle Hernandez registered under a false name at St. Joseph's Hospital in Lake St. Louis before giving birth to a pawn child in January 2024. Oh, that might have been May 2024. Either way, she intended to allow another woman who was also a border break illegal immigrant to falsely claim the infant as her own. That should be some kind of major criminality. Who was also a border break illegal immigrant to falsely claim the infant as her own. After being discharged from the hospital, Valle Hernandez gave the other border break illegal immigrant woman her hospital identification wristband, who then presented herself as the mother to the hospital staff. Human smuggling exists everywhere, even in quiet, low crime communities such as, I'm not going to read all that. It's just in general stuff, but I'm going to get down to this part. Authorities discovered the scheme when a concerned party reported the scheme to the Lake St. Louis Enforcement Department. Basically, these enforcement personnel contacted the hospital, the Missouri Children's Division, HSI St. Louis. Investigators determined Valle Hernandez was the child's birth mother, despite receiving multiple opportunities to correct her statements like, please, border break illegal immigrant, can you please make sure you understand? You understanding? You understand how that goes, right? Valle Hernandez persisted in her false claims. She wasn't no victim in her false claims until HSI special agents confirmed her identity through fingerprint records. Keep that in mind. Fingerprint records. That means she had to be caught a time before or something. Valle Hernandez eventually admitted her actions were motivated by cue the heartstrings, by financial hardship and a debt to smugglers, which she hoped to resolve by bringing her, watch it, that's I put that, but also in the title, which she hoped to resolve by bringing her other pawn child from Mexico to the United States. Do you see this little game they running? So she already had a pawn child that either was born in America or born in Mexico, and she wanted to bring that child back to the United States, right? Pop out this other child, bam, bam, automatic citizenship off to blood, sweat, and tears, super pain, black painness over centuries, that the 14th Amendment was supposed to be about granting finally citizenship per se to Black Americans. That's supposed to be done regardless. You got these other people, groups and backgrounds that benefit off the 14th Amendment Constitution around 1868, automatic citizenship. Do you see the game these people are running? So you wanted to bring another child from Mexico to the United States. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to go any more further than that. This is the game they keep trying to run, and it's a very highly offensive tactic that they keep trying to run. And I'm like this. When I sit there and saw this story, I'm like this. They keep trying to run game. So let me go ahead and share my screen, or should I say, I'm going to play this particular. Oh, by the way,
I don't believe this is happening. Only fools refuse to believe the truth.
That's right. Only fools refuse to believe the truth. What's going on with these border break illegal immigrants? That's like in this situation here with this Mexicano woman, border break illegal immigrant, right? Playing the victim card, and I'm just trying to come over and basically scam a system in America, right? You understand that? She don't give a damn about any kind of Black American. They coming over here to take over. Do you understand? Well, the illegal immigrants, they're sitting up paying the system. Go to Hades. They don't even come close to the kind of resources that they get for free. How's she gonna sit there and just barely came to the United States, popping out a child or children? How many of them, just like her, just popped a kid, 8 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant? How are they sitting there paying to the system? You don't get the out of here. This is the game they keep running, but they get quiet on this again. Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Felix Tiragina, the Anglo-Mexicano of this particular pro-Hispanic organization. But when you start talking about being for Black Americans, not to my gullible or naive ones, oh my goodness, y'all being divisive, get out of here. So the last thing I want to sit there and show you quickly is this particular video called Atchline. For people who stuck around, or you take a look at this somewhere. By the way, today is June the 13th, 2026. It's so essential that this terminology, if you want to sit there and see how people think when you say the word Atchline, so people don't know, you'd be like, what is that? Just saying.
Nation. This is our homeland. We cannot, we will not, and we must not be made illegal in our own homeland. We are not immigrants that came from another country to another country. We are migrants free to travel the length and breadth of the Americas because we belong.
If you think I'm illegal because I'm Mexicano, learn the true history, because what is that? I'm in my own homeland. Wrong freaking answer. Mexico is only a couple hundred years, that formal name. You crazies. You know what? They try to run that little tactic. You know, Mexican is a hybridness, people, right? That's a hybridness. The Aztecs were someone already established, Teotihuacan and things like that, not Mexicanos. The Toltecs, the Zapotecs, all these people already dealing with stuff. We're not even talking about no Mexicanos like that. Do you understand? That hurts some feelings, but that's the truth. We're not talking about some of the good Mexican brothers and sisters, but the truth is the truth. on that scenario. They running game, right? There are people in Mexicano before there was Mexico, before there was a Mexican. They were indigenous to their areas. That's pre-Mexico. But they run a game, act like you say Mexico, that means Mexican. Get out of here. See, the game they keep kind of run. Let's play.
We are millions. We just have to survive. We have an aging white America. They are not making babies. They're dying. It's a matter of time. The explosion is in our population.
It's not enough to elect Latino leadership. If they're supporting legislation that denies the undocumented, they don't belong in office, friends. They don't belong here.
And those rednecks that are out there making decisions for the betterment of their communities will think twice before they push forward anti-immigrant legislation against our community. You can be as revolutionary as you want. You can be Chicano nationalist. You can believe it. You can believe in the concept of Aztlán. You can believe in the concept of multiculturalism. We don't have to give our lives. We're not at that point. But we can give a little.
Aztlán. That means they're basically retaking over in a sinister way of the southwestern states in general. That's what it's supposed to be, right? And they slowly but surely, they have already been sitting there grabbing up other parts of America, right? And they actually think that various parts of the United States is Mexico. Are they crazy? That's not even true history. Do you understand? How can the country of America be certain parts of the southwestern parts and a little bit of going northwestern part be part of Mexico when there was no such thing as Mexico only about a few hundred years ago? But this is the game they keep trying to run. You understand? This is the game they keep trying to run. How can it be part of Mexico when you got people that were per se indigenous already before Mexican was even a concept? And that is a hybridness. When you say Mexican, that means hybridness. Do you understand? But this is the game, again, they keep trying to run. And again, they get quiet on, what about the treatment of the Afro-Mexicanos? You see the game, they get quiet on this. And they definitely get quiet on things like this. They want more of this. They don't want nobody talking about this. They want to say, oh, what's going on to America do? Do the job that America's going to do. Go to ATLL. You know how many, I forgot the name you call it, but many other car parts and appliance parts, and you get the point, are various parts of Mexico. So they want to play both sides, these type of border break illegal immigrants, right? They want to be able to sit there and play their little popper little eyes and we just coming over to America to do the job they want to do. You go to HELL. What job they talking about? What? Picking fruit, picking cotton. I mean, picking cotton, picking fruit, picking vegetables. That's going toward roboticness. Now what? See the game? They keep trying to run. And see, Black Americans were the second largest population for generations, right? And unfortunately, some lost the focus of seeing what was going around and stopped allowing people to play this little people of color game with certain numbers of Black Americans, by the millions, with few exceptions, putting Black Americans in BIPOC, Black indigenous people of color, communities of color, marginalized communities of color. Those stupid tactics. Do you understand? While at the same time, people like this breaking border immigration laws every day doing stuff like this. But they don't want to talk about that, right? They don't want to focus on that. Do you understand these games they keep trying to run? It's not even brilliant. It's offensive, but it's interesting how they keep running that kind of tactic. And again, for closing, this is the show topic I did before with this image on this Real CP Show podcast, a previous one. He got a big old giant Mexican flag. I think this is Los Angeles or one of those California cities. Big old giant Mexican flag. They sitting there booming police cars, booming other cars, throwing rocks, all kinds of stuff. I've done various videos on these border break illegal immigrants, violence left and right. And they want to try to run game, act like they want people to see this right here. Boy, the game's the game. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP show.